Life, Death, and Afterlife at Pashupatinath. That is the title of my today's soft talk presentation. Welcome to the show. On that day, there was a kind of construction frenzy in front of the Vishwaruup temple at the Pashupatinath area. Construction frenzy at a UNESCO-designated World Heritage Site? You must be kidding, hallucinating, or daydreaming. If construction work was indeed going on in the UNESCO-designated site, what were all those capable officials of the Pashupati Area Development Trust doing? That is what you guys will see, I'm sure of that. Well, I was not kidding, nor was I under the influence of any kind, nor was I daydreaming. I was just trying to whet your appetite for this piece. Without spinning the yarn any further, let me talk about the construction frenzy on that day. What day was it, you might ask? It was the day of Balachaturdashi. On the shade side, even grown-ups were acting like children. They would lay one or two bricks or pebbles for the foundation and add a couple more above them. This act indeed reminded me of a game called Run that we used to play back in our village during our childhood. For this game, we would make a similar structure using pebbles. Then we would run and chase friends. For winning the game, the player had to either hit one of the players or that rickety structure with the ball, causing its obvious collapse. After that, the player receiving the hit would do the chasing part, while other players would do that running bit. What amazed me on that day was that these folks, these grown up people, were not playing that ball game that we used to play during our childhood. Instead, these grown ups were busy playing a whole new ball game. When in Slesmantak, do as the Slesmantics do, the inner voice whispered to me. So I rolled up my sleeves, went about searching for pebbles and bricks, then chose a construction site that was close to the temple of Bahira Ganesh. Remember, this Ganesh is hard of hearing, so you have to scream quite a bit to make yourself heard to the deity. What made me sad on that day was that humanity was busy pulling down structures that others had built uh, so as to create high rises of their own. While engaging in the construction work, I struck up conversation with fellow Homo sapiens. के गर्ने यसै गर्नुपर्छ. What to do? This is what we all should do. Saying this, a fellow Homo sapien raised the structure and erected his own high rise on the same site, thereby erasing a tiny bit of history. While this shellfish game was going on, monkeys of the Slesmantak woods were watching with keen interest. I thought he should have. I thought I should have taken Professor Yuval Noah Harari, a historian, philosopher, and the author of the much celebrated and critically acclaimed books *Sapiens* and *Homo Deus*, to this site on that day. To that site on that day. Most probably, Professor Harari would have said with a deep sigh, "Humanity is doomed, and for good." Remember, there's a proverb in Nepali, there's a saying in Nepali that says, that goes something like, monkeys neither build their houses nor let others build their own. If these monkeys knew, if the monkeys of the Slesmantak woods knew, they would have laughed their hearts out at this joke. That is what I thought. It's sad that monkeys have no sense of humor, sadder that humans do. Without running a sweat, I built two structures, typical middle class ones, by the side of the Bahiro Ganesh temple. Though a skeptic to the core, I had this faint belief that Bahiro Ganesh would somehow protect those modest dwellings, that no bulldozer would thunder into the midnight to pull them down. Walk over, I had a chit chat with fellow Homo sapiens. According to some of them, these structures uh, were meant for Pitris, our ancestors. Okay, the ancestors also need modest dwellings, if not high rises, and they need them, and these ancestors need those dwellings at the sacred woods of Slesmantak, a bit far from the hustle and bustle of city life. That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? It makes sense to me. The Pitris now have shelter. What about food for them? What's the source of food for these dead ancestors of ours? I have the answer. On the day of Balachaturdashi, the faithful sow different kinds of seeds. They are called satbij. They sow satbij at the Pashupatinath area. It is believed that Pitris feed into the sacred crops grown thus. While following a Bagmati of humanity, a flooded Bagmati of humanity along the sacred trail on that day, I observed I observed that huge quantities of seeds sown for the Pitris had become dust under the crushing feet of milling humanity. Then a thought occurred to me. Even for the sake of rituals, would it not be good to sow these seeds in the woods and not along the walkways? And what about the clothes for the Pitris, for the ancestors? The Pitris, the ancestors, don't need those clothes to keep them warm during that merciless winter. This childlike curiosity is not good for you. That is what the inner voice whispered to me. And I tried hard. Then, after I tried really hard to suppress my curiosity while walking all alone along the sullen, along with the sullen Bagmati of humanity. Anyway, inching along that sacred trail, while inching along the sacred Sadbij trail on the day of Balachaturdashi was quite an enlightening experience for me. Returning from the modern woods via the Guheshwari temple, Mrigasthali, Slesmantak forest, the Areghat or the crematoriums, and the Briddhashram, that is the government run old age home located at the Pashupatinath area. This journey through that uh, route somehow reminded me of this journey of life. The Slesmantak woods reminded me of the afterlife. The crematoriums reminded me of death, and the old age home reminded me of the sunset of the journey called life. I request our capable officials and policymakers to visit this trail every now and then, despite their very hectic schedules. How about take How about taking a walk in the Slesmantak woods and thinking about life in general, life in general, uh, and afterlife? How about stopping at those crematoriums and pondering how hard it is to live and harder still to die, especially for the lesser mortals? How about inquiring about the state of the old age home and the plight of its inhabitants? I hope that such visits will enlighten our capable officials and policymakers and enable them to formulate and implement policies that address the needs of the unborn, the living, and the dead more effectively. It is indeed the duty of the state to care for the unborn, the living, and the dead, or is it not? With this open question, I wrap up this edition of Soft Talk. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of this wonderful journey. Thank you so much.